Sevgi dolu bir dünyam var, dört yanımda tüm insanlar. Sevgi dolu bir dünyam var, dört yanımda tüm insanlar. Dünya malı neye yarar, dostluklarla yaşıyorum. Dünya malı neye yarar, dostluklarla yaşıyorum.
Well, the first time we came to Turkey was actually when I was 13 years old, and we literally came to a place called Kuşadası, which is in Izmir, which obviously I knew nothing about before. I remember how different the place was. I remember literally just being kind of almost in culture shock. But literally we spent 2 weeks there, and then obviously for the kind of next few years we'd spend our holidays in this particular area of Izmir, which obviously began to, my curiosity for Turkey and for Turkish culture began to develop from then, from when I was 13 years old. So obviously I spent quite a lot of time in Turkey trying to become accustomed with Turkish culture. Obviously learned quite a lot, and obviously learned that one of the most important things about Turkish raki and fish culture is obviously music and kind of, you know, the mezes and that kind of atmosphere. And that was the first time I think I ever heard properly a Zeki Müren song. And if I remember correctly, I think the song was actually Annem.
Mazide kalan hatıra gibi, şefkatli kollarını aç bana anne.
Almost immediately, I began to research this guy, Zeki Müren. I began reading books. I also remember watching quite a lot of documentaries on the internet in particular. And I remember watching this TRT documentary called Things We Didn't Know About Zeki Müren. And I just became absolutely mesmerised by this guy. Just completely incredible, the way he spoke. Everything about him kind of amazed me. I wanted to learn more and more about this guy. Keşke ben de Zeki Müren gibi çok güzel Türkçe konuşabilsem. Onun gibi bir İstanbul beyefendisi olmak gurur verici olurdu. I'm not really sure. I just remember being completely and utterly fascinated by Zeki Müren. I remember the clothes that he wore in particular, the way he spoke. He was obviously very feminine, very diva-like. You know, almost like a kind of Diana Ross, a Turkish version of Diana Ross, you know. There's one thing that I do know that I particularly found most interesting was the fact that he was, you know, as he became more popular and more kind of well-known in Turkey, he became more feminine, and he started to dress in, you know, quite rather peculiar clothes, almost like he was actually on stage most of the time, even though when he was off stage he was still wearing these very elaborate kind of, you know, dresses and things, with makeup. Yeah, so I just think that when I first came to Turkey, I never really thought I'd expect to see a character such as Zeki. You know, I mean, we're talking about the 1950s and 1960s, you know, and also into the 1990s. But yeah, it was quite astonishing. So I completely fell in love with Zeki Müren, the whole idea of Zeki Müren, his character, you know, everything about him. And at the same time, I was kind of looking for a tattoo or for an idea of a tattoo. Obviously, he's a big part of Turkey. He's a very big Turkish, you know, star. And I kind of wanted to have the, you know, Turkey and an icon of Turkey basically as a tattoo on my body. And so I basically decided to get this tattoo done in 2009. It's when Zeki Müren was quite young actually. It's just when he started his career as a film star. Before he became, you know, completely feminine and quite elaborate. But I actually thought, you know, it's kind of, he was in his 30s I think, or maybe his late 20s. But I think it's a really kind of nice image of Zeki which I found. Yeah, so that's my Zeki.
Sevgili ve muhterem dinleyicilerim, gelecek hafta aynı gün ve aynı saatte esenlik içinde buluşmak ümit ve temennisiyle hürmetle huzurunuzdan ayrılıyorum. Allah'a ısmarladık.